Hello, dear panelists. I hope you guys are all doing fine if you're watching this. For the second time around, I'll be presenting you a revised concept paper that is being polished for you to be enlightened of what's really our target to the said user with this feature that really helps our Kugun user. Now, to formally start with, I'd like to introduce to you my colleague. Speaking is Mr. Carl Vincilipas. Hi, panelists. To be followed by Miss Angela P. Diaz. And Miss Pauline Roa, can you please say hi?
Hi.
And last but definitely not on the list, Master Joan Velos.
Hello, everyone.
Now, the title of our proposal is Dash Market, a customized UI UX POS for MSME transaction. It is a mobile application that is simple POS system operating completely in the cloud. It is a user-friendly retail POS system on the market. This refers to the small market goods. Now, moving on to our second slide, I'll be showing you the background of the study. Now, the second slide shows off. Can we please move to the second slide, Mr. Astor Jones? Okay, the customized POS for a micro business transaction keeps accurate record of daily transactions and reports about the volume of the stock. Our POS is remarkably simple that every vendor can simply use. Adopting uncomplicated POS or point of sale system in Kugun Market can turn their business around by providing all-in-one solution to a multitude of everyday transactions. Now, as the move furthers and faster into a thriving technological age, we cannot deny to that, since we know that we conduct our business or a POS system are fast becoming a technology of choice, and here is why. No matter what type of retailer you are, adapting our point of sale in system can turn your business around by providing into all-in-one solutions into a multitude of everyday issues. Now, everydays that fails to match tallies, unrecorded sales, human error, and the time wasted in correcting them are all common problems faced by the retailers daily. They are all easily avoided when using a POS system that accurately collects and records data, allowing you to really see how your business is functioning and how continually improve it. This is according to YourCash 2018. So we came up to this idea, and we have the inspiration to create this system to help the Kugun market to have them an easy and effective way of using our system. Now, moving on to our third slide, will be presented to you by Ms. Pauline Roa to discuss the problem that has encountered day to day in a small market. Now, the third slide is consists of the statement of the problem. Now, on this third slide, it will shows off all the problems encountered at Kugun Market to be expounded the idea of Ms. Pauline Roa. Okay, the floor is yours, Ms. Pauline Roa.
Hello, dear panelists. I will then go on to our next slide, which is the statement of the problem, and I will be the one to discuss about it. And as what we observed during our survey, there are lots of problems that they encountered and they told us. First, sellers are having a hard time organizing their products, and when it comes to inventory, some products were lacking, and the sales that can lead them to inaccurate reporting, especially in Kogon Market, as what we have seen there and surveyed in the specific areas. And yes, many sellers are struggling with their sales, as what we observed during our survey. Most of them is wala gyud nag inventory. So how can they manage their sales if wala sila nag inventory? How they can know if their sales are lacking or etc. And next, at present, there is no automated POS in Kogon Market that can be a great help for the retail store owners. And as what we observed, well, there is no automated POS nga among nakita or makita baka nato sa mga public market. Instead, they are only using calculator as their technology or mag-compute sila. And last, without customized online cashiering for micro-business transaction, a lot of manual counting and paperwork. More so, a lot of guesswork also at times. Retail store owners are vulnerable to employee or customer thieves, and these losses are quite painful to observe. Yes, a lot of guesswork, kaya as what we observe sa among survey, they say nga ginabana-bana na lang daw nila ang kung say makita nila sa ilahang tindahan, kung gamay na lang ba, kung gamay na to ilahang tinda, mo to ilang i-stock na lang. So dili kay nila ma-manage kung unsa gyud ang wala or unsa ang kulang. More so a lot of manual counting and paperworks. Kay kung mag-inventory sila, ginasulat na lang nila or kuan gastos gyud siya sa papel. Kay nya kung papel naa siya possibility nga mawala or ma-misplace. And to our next slide is the objectives. During our survey, we encountered kanang nagid mi maka in this dash market maka-help gyud siya. So what me and my colleague we discuss about what we are going to do. So first is to help microbusiness sellers systematize their processes. And second, to develop and provide appropriate user in UI or yes, UX for Kogon vendors that is very easy for them to handle. And we are going to give them many UI or UX designs, and we they are going to choose if kung unsa ilang mas gana, kung unsa ilang mas ganahan or mas appropriate sa ila or mas dali sa ilaha. So kung unsa to ang mas daghan nga chosen design mo to amo ang gamiton para ani nga app. And next is to design and develop solutions to technical challenges encountered during the transaction process that is quick, easy, and cheap to use for the sellers in Kogon Market. And yes, motto sa amo ang as sa previous objectives na mo maghatag mi. So dili siya lisod and mas dali jud siya labi na sa mga sellers nga dili kaayo gagamit og mga og Android or nabay uban nga diya sa Kogon nga mga dili kay sila hilig og magkuan-kuan og mga cellphone or nana. So para sa ilaha we are going to design nga mas dali ra gid sila sa pagtuplok-tuplok nila kanang kuan na dali ra siya categorize na po ilahang kuan dili kung unsa ang naa ana ilahang baligya mo among ibutang dito wala na ilaan kundi ilahang tinda categorize na siya. For example sa isdaan wala na isagol like sa mga utan kung dili ilaha ra gyud paninda. And next, to design a mobile application cost effective enough to be deployed. And last, to evaluate the usability and functionality of our Dash Market mobile application, which makes the process faster and more convenient than a traditional POS device. Because as what we see sa mga restaurant or sa mga fast food chain, baka dagang yun kayo siya kanang tuplok-tuplokon. So, dili siya friendly user sa mga seller nga naa sa Kogon Market. And moving on to our next slide.
Now, as you
Is
can
the
see on
survey
your screen,
questionnaire
there are different questions. There are
and it
different
will going
questions
to
that we
discuss by Carl Dipas.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Polenroa. Now, as we conducted an interview specifically at Kogon Market CDO, we gathered information and data to what really is why we came up to this idea of making a project called Dash Market Application. We asked them random questions and addition if they are all okay to conduct a study. On our first question goes like this. How was your business doing since pandemic? As we all know, during these hard and tough times, their business was not doing.
And moving on to our next slide, which is the survey questionnaires. It will be discussed again by Carl Dipas.
Now, as you can see on your screen, we conducted random questions to our respondents. Now, as we conducted an interview specifically at Kugon Market CDO, we gathered information and data to what really is why we came up to this idea of making a project called Dash Market Application. We asked them random questions and asked permission if they are all okay to conduct a study. Now, on our first questions goes like this. How was your business doing since pandemic? As we all know, during these hard and tough times, their business was not doing good. But when the GCQ are lifted, their business are coping up things to recover. Mr. Garcia added, how much rent do you spend on a month? According to our respondent, the stall is from the government and they give extension to pay bills right after they recover. And for their private, they did not give us the exact amount of how much they pay. As an interviewee, we did not force them to answer some confidential queries. What products do you sell? We have a total respondent of 5 and they have different products being sold on that place. Some have karnihan, gulayan, and others have bugasan. Can you determine remaining stocks and sold items? Now, most of them answered they do not have a monitoring of their products as long as they have sales, they put it on their pocket. According to them, kung dagan pa ako makita diha na mga gulay, di sa ako magkumpra og dagan kay ako sa to ipahurot. And they added that kung hapit na siya malata, kibali mura na namo siya og ginasale or amo ibarato sa among customer as they answered. Now, on the 5 questions, do you have personal Android phone or smartphone? Most of them have an Android phone and some also uses a keypad phone as their backup cell phone to contact their families or their suppliers. Do you know any stall or store in Cagayan or in Kugon Market who use POS or e-cashiering? Majority of them answered that Kugon Market do not have an e-cashiering. What electronic device are you using when doing calculation? All of them answered that they use calculator as a medium of doing calculations and a weighing scale to check the quantity of the items. Do you tally your sales in a day, weeks, or in a month? Moving on to our last questions, do you tally your sales in a day, weeks, or in a month? As I have heard their answers to this one, I am deeply saddened and felt motivated at the same time. Since I know myself, I can do better and help small businesses like them to have a monitoring if their business is doing good or not. And this by the help of Dash Market application, which later on you will know the importance, or I will expound to you the importance of having this app. But before that, their answers goes like this on this 8th question. Kung naa mi halin kada adlaw, ginabutang ra namo sa amo ang cash box or pitaka diretso, dili nami gatali-tali kay makadugay na siya. Always na jud namo ginabutang, wala na sulat-sulot pa. To sum it up, their answers make us all conclude that we should make a difference to help the small market in a not complex way. Again, we have to make a system that is not complex and easy for them to use. And at the same time, we help them to have a system. Now later on, I will expound my ideas on why this system is very applicable to Kugon Market. But before that, I'd like to move on to the other slide, which will be presented to you by Mr. Aster Joan Velos to have the comparison between the existing study and our study that has the special feature. The floor is yours, Mr. Aster.
Moving on to the next slide, I'll be presenting you the comparison of related studies between the existing point of sale system and the features that we had on our Dash Market mobile MSME UX UI mobile application. From what you can see in the slide, the existing point of sale systems is too much for a micro business to operate, for it is bloated and can cost too much for a small market to acquire. Older point of sale systems are usually heavier. takes up more power and needs peripherals such as barcode scanners and lockjaws. Our Dash Market mobile application can easily manage the products, taking control of the inventory, a simple application that is essential for the vendors or sellers to manage their sales, products, and selling behavior that helps grow small business. As seen on the slide, our proposed application has a standout features of customized UI UX mobility, device compatibility, small market tools, integration, and report analytics. This helps the sellers in Kogon manage their items and increasing the sale of the market as it allows an individual to give more attention on customers and profits. These features were determined by the survey we have conducted, thus making all the said features applicable on the Kogon market and proved to be useful for the Kogon market vendors. And since the Dash Market mobile application is a user-friendly, it does not complicate the vendors on how they will use the application, since the mobile application can be changed depending on what type of business the vendor is offering. With this, we can achieve one of the goals that are to design and develop solutions to technical challenges encountered during transaction process that is quick, easy, and cheap to use for the sellers in the Kogon market. The next slide will be discussed by Ms. Angie. Thank you.
Good day, panelists. So, my topic for today is the test user interfaces, whether it is acceptable for the market vendors. Design and develop appropriate UI UX for Kogon vendors. So, we have here on the next slide the examples of the the complex UI UX. So, as you can see here, it is a FNB POS na complicated gid kay siya tan-awon. So ang Kogon market is not used to this, or the Kogon market sellers are not it's not suitable for them because it is very complicated. As you can see, daghan kay tuplokon. So ang amoa is the simplest way and the easiest way para magamit gid nila. And the next slide. You can see here na pag siya gas nga station nga ata ni sa taas, and then sa ubos is popular hot items siguro sa store ni sa gas station. So medyo dili gid nga naka yun pang large business yun ni siya. So our next slide, the next POS is the clothing shopping cart, shopping POS. So kuan siya, nagyapon siya buyer app, so which is siya complicated gid siya gamiton, daghan kay siya menu, daghan kay siya settings, and so on. So dili gid siya suited para sa Kogon market. So our next is makita ninyo ang traditional POS, makita nato sa restaurants, sa other food and beverages, or sa coffee shop. So dili gid siya suitable para sa Kogon market. And as you can see, mas ganahan gid sila nga easy access lang gid, as we've surveyed also that dili gid sila into ani. So much better na easiest, simplest way ug cheapest gid siya, affordable. It's cost effective gid para sa vendors or sellers or sa business owners ang Dash Market application. And same with the next slide. Ingato siya kung i-picture out ang traditional POS. So more on electronic device gid siya. So our next slide, ngani siya. So dili gid siya suitable for the Kogon market na mga vendors. So why are we presenting this usability testing is to think of a better way to understand what users do than watching them to do stuff. So of course, mag-pick magita sa right user. So sa 10 na mo nga application na ipakita or more than ani nga POS system. So mag-need gyud og isa ka buok nga good representation, a good application, or for example this dash market application, base as a whole nga magamit gid siya sa taga-Kugon. And ang usability tests pod is to produce them the specific results that lead to specific action. So it's kuan kay siya, it's very hard nga ang mga tao or mga customer kay mag-contradict sa sa decisions based sa test. So kailangan gid nato din mag-rely pud ta sa mga users or sa mga customers kung unsa gid ang pinakatsada na application para gid sa Kugon Market para mas tsada ang kuan, tsada gid ang flow, and as what we've surveyed sa mga questions, so connected pud siya ana nga nga part. So mo increase ang ang murag enthusiasm bitaw na kung mag-testing ka ani sa mga application, mo show gyud siya nga clear testing gyud siya. So that adds a value pod. So muna siya ang purpose ani nga presentation sa usability testing. And for the next slide would be the proposed solution. The proposed application helps in increasing the sale of the store. Dash Market is a simple application that is essential for the vendor and seller to manage their sales, products, and selling behavior that helps grow small business. Microbusinesses, MSME, market stores work quickly and in efficient manner. So as we all know, we help also the vendors and the sellers of the small market businesses, not only to Kugon Market, as well pwede gihapon sa Agora or sa Carmen Market, which is nag-focus namin sa isa ka place para pud among ma-survey kung sa ilang mga ginahimo sa experience ug unsay ilang mga ginabuhat sa inventory or the way sila mag-sell. So dili lang ta maingon nga lang siya because it is a small market business. Why not if gamit sila sa Dash Market, it helps them to manage their products, manage their items, their inventories, and their selling behavior. So as you can see na more on discounts with sila, and makita po dito kung pila ilang discounts nga na-gather. So which means pwede nila ma-plan kung saan nila, ma-organize nila ilang sales gyud as a seller or as a vendor na labaw na karon na pandemic. So small business can be also in the future pwede gyapon siya mahimong large business through ani nga application. So makatabang gid siya sa mga vendors and sellers na ma-communicate nila ilahang customers, ang buyer nila through ani nga application. So it helps in getting things done easily in noticeable short span of time. So acting as a vaccine, Dash Market Mobile endows us with a stronger control of our items. So ga-control gid siya tungod kay simple pud ni siya nga application that which is dili ra kay ma-detect kung pila na lang nabili, which is mo pud to ang ilahang problem gid sa Kugon Market, ilahang items, ilang products, and how they do their inventory or how to receive their payment or unsa ba. So mo pud na among gusto na i-propose pod because this application helps the seller in Kogon Market manage their items, increasing the sale of the market, and it allows them to give more attention on customers and profits. So not all customers are okay with the slow service. So miskan pag walay application, in rush yapon sila, but not all customers are okay with the slow service, especially when they are in rush. So na possibility nga kailangan gyapon sila og kanang inefficient manner, kanang gusto po nila nga makita po nila siguro ang resibo or ang uban mga resibo or makita po nila nga okay ang product, which is legally na siya or registered na siya na ano, I mean na stall or na store. So mo po ni siya why nga ano nga solution po nga pwede po mahatag namo nga registered gyud ang tanan nga makagamit ani. So one of the solutions to prevent this to happen is shifting to our new Dash mobile application. So if magamit mo ani, simple og easy access gid ni siya nga magamit gid siya sa taga Kugon Market. So that's all. And our next slide would be the system architecture. So as you can see, ay pwede ma-zoom. Gamay. Zoom.
Cut sa
Dili
dia,
siya
bro.
ma-zoom. Stop sa dili ma-zoom, dili ko kita ba system architecture. The system architecture, as you can see here, this is our system architecture different from the past system architecture, which is dili ko siya clear, but now I am going to explain this to you. So we have local server, which is the server, the web. It's a web ready server, and it has web visibility. So it is a customized UI UX, user friendly and easy fast transaction. As you can see here, two-way siya. It's an access point pod. So ang access point, which is networking hardware siya na ma-allow siya sa Wi-Fi devices to connect to a wired network. So ang access point connects to a router as a standalone device siya. So, pero pwede gyapon siya integral component of the router itself. So, as you can see here, I will give you a scenario that the customer will buy an item, example, vegetable. What vegetable? Repolyo, example. So, moadto siya sa cashier or sa seller or kung kinsa may nagbantay dadto. So, ang katong seller, gabaligya gid siya sa specific niya nga ginabaligya. So, which is vegetable. So, kung vegetable, makita gid mo sa mong gi-survey is makita na mo lahi-lahi gid ang mga baligya nila. So, wala gid kay makita didto nga naa gid tanan. So, dili siya, I mean, siguro isa sari-sari store ana, pero dili gid siya ingon nga nay meat shop, nay isda. So amo it is categorized siya. So ang user gabaligya siya sa kana gyud niya yung specific nga ginabaligya. So ang customer baligya ay magpalit siya og repolyo. So ang cashier, ang seller, ang nagbantay i-punch to niya sa iyang mobile application na repolyo. Ang categorized niya is vegetable man siya. So vegetable lang gitanan ang makita nimo didto na baligya niya. So kung say na-add to lang, for example, spices or vegetable, dito gid mo makita gyud ang specific na unsa gyud iyahang gibaligya. So kung wala siya nabaligya isda, lisod pud na among apil dito ang isda. So kung sa gid na-add sa iyang baligya, mura pud to ang ibutang dito sa admin role. So muna siya ang scenario sa customer o sa user. So ang user pod after na mag-buy si customer og repolyo or tulo ka repolyo or duha ka kangkong. So pag human din niya pag receive payment na din sa sa user, which is an informal way magid na dito sa Kogon. So nami printer. So ang printer it is an optional gyud nga pwede siya Bluetooth the printer, pinaka cheapest na printer imo makita sa Kogon, pwede ra na siya basta kay nay printer mupod na ah, ang kana pod nga store ang makagamit lang aning application is katong registered gid siya o legal gid siya nga store para less pud siya nga magreklamo-reklamo ang uban nga ano ngani man ni. So mas it's better be safe than to be sorry pod. So mapud na ang purpose nga nung naatay resibo. So ang printer pinaka cheapest gid na siya and also mag-provide me sa pinaka cheapest nga server kay need man og internet. But if dili gid makaya nga tanan gyud kay as what we surveyed gamay ra gyud nagi wifi pero dili gyud tanan ang makagamit og wifi. So naami alternative which is ang Raspberry Pi. So local server can be RPi. So ang RPi mo ni siya ang ay ang RPi is a mini server ni siya or pwede gyapon matawag nga mini computer. So ang kana siya is portable na siya na server. Pwede nimo madala-dala asa sa Kugon Market kay which is dito man gyud ang specific area. Then ano pud siya easiest na server, I mean easiest na gamiton pod. Magamit pud siya bisag asa kay portable man siya and then kuan siya kanang handy gid siya. So daghan kay advantages gihapon sa RPi kung gamiton nato siya nakana nga server. So this is our system architecture. So in additional lang pod our application is a simple application and is easy access, easy way to manage and handle the products inventory man kay amo apong application is napud siya'y discount napud siya'y discount which is diha nimo makita tanan kung pila imong na-discount sa isa ka adlaw. So ang seller makita pud niya kung unsay big differences. So not all small business is 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 lang business lang small business lang kay kana lang why not kani nga application may makapatabang sa ila. So that's all.
To sum it up, one of our Dash Market main goals is to develop and provide appropriate user in UI or UX for Kogan vendors that is very easy for them to handle. We will going to develop and test mini UI that is whether it is acceptable for them or suited to them. We will select interfaces that is acceptable for them. For example, we are going to create 10 UI design and the one that is highest usability or acceptability test, we will be going to use it and the rest will be discarded.
Yes. Our main goal is to develop and provide appropriate user in UI UX. It is customized UI UX for the small businesses in Kugon, vendors, and that is very easily for them to handle. So we are going to help them. Munang ang Kugon, dili lang nato ginalang lagi because ang small business pwede mapadako pero ang question is how. So mupod ni among solution dayon na pwede man dayon ni makatabang pud gihapon not only sa technology but in entrepreneurship. So we are going to design an application that is cost effective as what Aster said a while ago, that we are and Ms. Paula Roa, that we need to have visibility testing because for the functionality of the applications and what is suitable for the application and what is not. And we will differentiate or atong tan-awon gyud ang pinaka the best way, the simplest way, the easiest way, and the cheapest way. Pero kung I mean kung cheaper siya pero kuan gyud siya, na gyud siya function, dili kay cheap siya kay kana lang. So ano siya, essential siya and effective gyud siya for the application and to process faster and more convenient than other POS system. So that's all for me.
Our application is the answered prayer sa taga Kugon Market nga user. Why? Kay tanan nilang problema dito, kay nabuhatan na mo siya solution when in fact nakabutang siya tanan sa amuang features. And by that, we believe that this application can be the vaccine and can be the best application for them to use. And Kugon user or the Kugon vendor or small market vendor sa Kugon kay makagamit sila ani into not complex way, very easy for them to use kay nana sila yung mga ready device which sa amo ang nga survey is nana sila ready device sa example phone nila nga ilang ginagamit dito and nakakategorize pud siya which is mong nakachad features kay handheld siya to rise and categorize and then mas dali or mas dali nila makita ang ilang halin kay maka-compare sila kung sa among features man good kay naa didto maghatag sila discount. So at least in a week makita nila nga uy dako na di among natag discount. Why not nga kanang dili kinako siya dakuon og pahatag sila discount kay katuman din in a week nakahatag og discount nga 1,000. 1,000 pesos is big money na sa para sa business. So at least makabalo sila silang business if nag-grow ba or wala. And this application is best to use. And that would be all. Thank you.
Yes. And in additional, this very easy and it is very easy technique for the users to understand and for the customers also to understand too. So that's why we use this method, or we think about this, we research about this because we need good kay nila ang kaning application po based po sa mong survey. So that is all for today, and that is all for our proposal. So thank you so much, panels.
Thank you and have a good night. Bye.